This is a mukbang.
It's time to put the city on my back right now. Can't say I'm a stable girl, I'm back right now. I need everyone with me on max right now. Ain't no way in hell I'ma relax right now. Gotta make it bigger than it really is. I know there's some people who won't get to see it. I ain't never wanna inspire the kids, but I see they following me, so be it. It's time to put the city on my back right now. Say I'm a stable girl, I'm back right now. I need everyone with me on max right now. Ain't no way in hell I'ma relax right now.
Hey. Welcome to the PrettyNotSure podcast. I'm your host, Solo. Go ahead, and
You ain't introduce me.
no, I ain't. We had this conversation before.
I'm your host, LT Terra, and this is...
Right. Yeah, I'm not finna introduce you.
That's fucked up, man.
You wouldn't introduce
Y'all
me?
should know my name. I'm the bad guy.
Bad guy.
Yeah, man, the bad guy. And I'm here. I don't like how this sounds. We gotta fix this audio. This is bothering me a lot. Like, I don't know what it is.
There's a lot of background
I ain't
noise.
fucking with it.
There's a lot of background
I'm
noise.
finna turn you down. Oh, sure. You're using that one. That makes sense. Okay. That one picks up room. No. Talk. I need you to talk. I don't need you to hear.
Turn me up more. Turn me up more.
No, I can't. Talk.
1, 2, testing. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
It's the PrettyNotSure. That's better.
Yeah, because I
better.
got to turn that one low because that's a spatial mic or whatever you call it. It doesn't pick up directionally. It picks up area. You should have told me you was changing the mics.
I didn't change it. It was just, it's been here since I was recording.
Honestly, you need to be either using this one or this one because this is a directional mic.
I was just being lazy. I didn't change anything. This has been on here since the last time I was recording. So that's why I didn't change anything.
I'm going to ash on this table
Yeah.
because you're being selfish. You are. The chaos has started.
The
bad guys are here.
Has started.
The bad guys are here and the chaos has started. Okay?
You want me to be the bad guy? Bad guy.
I can't see. Oh shit! Can you turn that camera
Give me a moment.
screen around so we can see us? I need to see if yeah. Are we clear? We visible?
Yes.
All right, bet.
We are loud, live, and in color.
So what you want to do, man? How you want to start this?
How you doing? How you living? How
I'm
you
good,
been?
man. I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of all the violence and stuff that's going on in the world and shit, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Straight.
good. I'm
You
straight. I'm living. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight.
Straight through the straw.
Straight, even though the street niggas is out in the streets doing violence.
Street
I'm
niggas
not.
out
I'm
there.
in the house and I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm good, living. Shit, great. I don't feel like doing this shit today, but we gonna do this shit.
I'm feeling great too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like I feel like a kid who just found a new play area. I'm venturing into new territory. And
What you mean by that?
Like, you know how you have your regular areas that you go and you chill at, you play at when you was a kid. Or
Yeah.
I feel like I've discovered a new trail.
We about to change your mic. I can't do this.
I don't hear.
I need your audio to be good.
I don't hear the feedback anymore.
It ain't feedback. Your audio is not. You see how mine sounds like poignant?
Yours.
I turned you up
Mine sound finally like it's matching yours in my
because I
end.
turned your headphones as loud as shit. You gotta. I'm an engineer. This is one of the things that you just gotta trust me on.
The thing is, every time I watch our podcast, you are always so extremely much more louder than I am.
Because I'm
You're
always directionally into
yeah,
the mic.
So, and I'm not, and I finally feel like I may be at the same level as you, decimal wise.
All right, watch this. Put these on.
I don't want to go through this.
No, I'm finna show
I
you
want to do
something.
the podcast.
I know, me too. But I also want to make sure it's good. Now talk.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
You sound just as good as you did over here.
No,
I know, because
I
I
can't
turned.
hear me.
I know, because what I'm hearing is the real sound. What you're hearing is the volume all the way up, Terrell. That's not what's being recorded.
I'm all the way up.
You hear me? Now you get me?
I'm
I'm at a normal.
So you want to hear me like I hear me?
Yeah, I need in real time. I need to hear you like that. And you know why I can't hear you like that? Because you're on a studio microphone.
Why are you screaming at me?
Your fucking headphones are loud.
Yelling at me. God.
Oh, shit. I'm having a fat attack. Oh, man. You know, when the collard greens and the macaroni and cheese get together and they have a baby called heart attack and high blood pressure, it's called a fat attack.
Fat attack.
So we're going to switch your mic out. You need to move to this one. Take that one off. I'm going to go ahead and mute that real quick. We have a testicle difficulty, so we're going to take a...
Testicle difficulty.
I mean, we still live on Facebook, but the pre-recorded stream that we're going to be doing, I'll cut this out. You know. What they do? Derek, what's up? Diamond, what they do?
Diamond. I bet you I know what she's doing right now.
Smoking.
Pretty much.
Now leave that in there. I got one.
No, that's not going to fit. It's too big. I got to take this little one out. The adapter.
Oh, okay. Don't use your teeth. It's going to break your tooth. Now, when you chip a tooth, you know your big teeth don't grow back. As long as you know. Once the big teeth break.
It's called It's called PrettyNotSure.
It's called the PrettyNotSure.
You can search for it on any podcast. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, you can find it. You can also find it on YouTube at the PrettyNotSure podcast.
I find it interesting when he tries to
articulate,
promote, and advertise ourselves.
I have a problem with articulating.
He can't use words. He don't do words well.
It's called the PrettyNotSure podcast. If you follow our Instagram page, it's PrettyNotSure podcast. All one word, PrettyNotSure. On YouTube is the PrettyNotSure podcast.
He can't do two things at once either.
On all the other,
he's putting the mic on and talking.
It's the same name on all the other listeners.
Every time he talks, he stops.
I can't talk at the same time you're talking because you're so loud in my mic.
Because you wanted it this way.
So loud.
You wanted to hear yourself on that weak ass mic.
Why do you have to be so loud?
All right. Turn this. Hold the mic. Turn it. No, turn this like you was just spinning it. Hold it there. There you go. Yeah. Keep going. Well, you almost there. All right, plug it up. Plug that thing on up. I ain't with the shenanigans. I am the shenanigans. All right, so now I'm gonna turn your mic up and turn your headphones to
testing 1,
level.
2, 3.
Oh, you hear yourself, don't you? Without all the background noise, right?
Do you know what you're going through? Do you like the things that life is showing you?
Now we are in there.
Where are you going to?
We're doing something.
Do you know? Speaking of music,
that's gonna fall.
Yeah, I see it shaking.
I like to live on the edge. You heard what they do?
Listen.
What's up?
Have you ever heard this? That song I'll be there.
Hallelujah.
There's 2 songs I'll be there, and it's basically the same notes. They've changed 2 notes.
You mean Jackson 5? I'll be there.
The other one.
What's that?
But the Jackson 5s is one of them.
How'd they go?
I got the Jackson 5 one stuck in my head. But I was singing the older one in my head, and then I'm like, damn, that sounds just like the Jackson 5. They just changed 2 notes.
Well, you know what? Back in the day, what they used to do a lot of times is they do a lot of covers. Because keep in mind, right? Record labels wasn't like it wasn't as many record labels as it is now. So it was like 2 major record labels. They own all the music.
Yeah.
So artists, they'll sign them and they'll just have them redo older songs and they sell it again because this new artist has a new audience.
The new rendition.
Yeah, and they remix it. They did a lot of that with the Jackson 5 when they first signed. So I know it ain't Ben. It's one of those songs that kind of give you the Ben vibe when Michael was a kid.
Yeah.
It was just a remake. I thought it was the Jackson 5 song the whole time until I heard some old white dude sing it. They did that with a lot of shit back in the day. And which is weird because you can't do that shit now.
You can't do it now.
That shit
People get
crazy.
all up in arms. They get so upset.
Man, trying to
Pay me
clear a
my-
sample.
pay me my
I mean,
dues.
trying to clear a sample as an independent artist is probably the hardest thing to do. It's
I'm
fucking
located
ridiculous.
in Georgia.
Tell these niggas where we at, man.
I know people have so much reservations
You know the
about
killers
telling
is
people where
outside.
you are. I'm in Georgia. No one's looking for me.
The killers is outside.
I am in Georgia.
All right, so you want to get this shit started for real? Because this is where we coming back in. Bow.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, I ain't really got much. I'm here to kick the shenanigans with you. I'm going off of what you got because I ain't got shit. I'm on a different mode.
What mode you on?
I ain't talking about it.
Oh,
Nah.
no?
Nah.
You still on that mode?
Nah, I ain't talking about
From
it.
earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is what it is. We gonna be here for a while.
One of the things I wanted to pose, like, why don't we have, okay, they always talk about gun regulations and stuff like that, but why don't we have insurance on guns? Why isn't that a thing? Why can't that be a thing? I know why it can't be a thing, and I know you're going to explain why it can't be a thing, but
Be clear, like when you say
I think it
insurance,
should be a thing.
like mandated,
The same,
regulated insurance, like car insurance.
I'm not saying it has to necessarily be mandated, but I think that if the agenda was pushed to have insurance the same way you have life insurance, the same way you have car insurance, the same way you have insurance, homeowners insurance or renters insurance, you should have gun insurance, because if there's a case where you have to, protect yourself and shoot someone, or if you make a mistake and shoot someone, hell, if you shoot yourself in the foot, like, I don't know. I feel like there should be insurance on guns. There's so many things going on with guns and gun laws and trying to have regulations, and none of these things are working. But if we could just push the agenda to have insurance on guns, at least the families that are victims of gun violence could probably be compensated for that,
Hold up.
Maybe it'll compensate for the families, the victims of gun violence. Maybe it'll compensate for the actual person who's wielding the gun and firing the gun. For a lawyer, if it is self-defense and they need a lawyer to represent them, maybe they can.
You are live
Maybe they can.
on.
Who's that? See, I can never get a whole
Yeah, we
sentence
gonna get
out
to it.
or
Hello?
point through.
Can you hear me?
I'm drinking whiskey. I don't know if it's not from Tennessee, but I'm.
Can you hear me?
Whiskey.
Yeah, you are live on the Pretty Not Sure podcast. What's going on?
Who do we have on the line?
A dear friend of mine. What's going on? You
Caller
live on
number
the
one.
Pretty Not Sure podcast.
Huh?
You are live on the Pretty Not Sure podcast.
That's fine. Listen, the song is called Mariah Carey. I'll be there.
No,
she
I
was
know
calling
that
it-
song. No, that's not Mariah Carey.
Oh,
She
okay.
remade it, but originally Michael Jackson sang it. But there's another song out with "I'll Be There" in it, and it has the same 3 notes, and it was done before Michael. It's an old.
Okay.
it's
I'm finna
older.
go back live because I'm definitely gonna pull topics from y'all. I'm definitely gonna go back live. Appreciate it.
Thank you for that, though.
No, I don't have topics. I just have liquor. That's all.
All right, I'm gonna go
Wait,
back
I
live.
have a topic. Let her stay on the line. Caller number one.
I
You
couldn't
ain't
get it to work like I wanted it to. That's why I'm gonna just go back live.
Oh,
I was trying to get the audio to come through because it's supposed to do that, but we having technical difficulties. But yeah, so you was on the insurance thing. You were saying about how the families could be compensated if
even the
guns weren't
gun
insured.
wielder, even the gun holder, even the perpetrator, who's the shooter, and this could work in favor and foe for both ends, because if I shoot you and I'm claiming it's self-defense, but it doesn't seem like self-defense, or I'm getting pushback against my self-defense,
yeah,
I could at least with that gun insurance pay for a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Or representation.
okay,
Or vice versa. If it is self-defense, that insurance could probably pay for the loved one's funeral arrangements and stuff like that. I just think that it makes sense to have insurance if you have a gun.
I get where you're going with
but
that.
because of the amendment,
I get where you're going with that and why like you think that's important. And the only thing about insurance, you got to think about insurance companies. They barely want to pay through car accidents.
Of course,
They
not.
find reasons not to. So for them to take on something like guns, that'll never happen.
But
It'll have to
One-
be like a centralized insurance company made by the government.
think about it. One, they're capitalizing off of guns for them having insurance on guns. One, they don't have to worry about as many people getting shot as there is as many people getting into car accidents. More people get into car accidents than people getting shot on a daily basis. That's a fact. More people die from car accidents than gun violence.
It's just so many things that I can tell you why.
They would profit. They would benefit as insurance companies go. But
You
it's
think
just
more people die from guns than cars?
I looked it up.
What's the statistics?
The statistics is that more people are injured and die from car accidents than gun violence.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. Like I know that happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if they can dish out insurance for cars, then there should be no reservations on having or pushing the agenda as far as the insurance companies go for gun insurance.
But see,
There
when
would
it
be no
comes to
apprehension
car
there.
insurance.
The only thing would be more of a guarantee that you have to pay out once that bullet is fired and it hits someone.
I think when it comes to car insurance, it's all about claiming fault. Mm-hmm. It can get very tricky in claiming. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You're right. It's all about claiming, but half of that is also about injuries, depending on what kind of insurance you have, what kind of auto insurance you have. It would be the same thing for guns.
And what do you think is this
it could
how is
be,
this
it
gonna
could be
benefit?
like, I mean, I don't want to get into
How is it
deep
going to benefit gun owners and Americans?
how it benefits us.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think that it would reduce the amount of gun violence. One, I think that it would. That's a possibility. I also feel like it would cover medical bills when people are shot and don't die. It will cover a lot of bills when it comes to funeral arrangements if they do die. It will cover lawyer fees if you're claiming your innocence or that you were, it was self-defense. There's a lot of benefits to having insurance on guns. It can reduce the violence. It could promote all of the things that we lack when someone is shot.
So you're saying, if someone wanted to buy a gun and they didn't want the insurance, are they still able to buy a gun?
That's something that I haven't thought about too far in, because do we mandate it or do we make it an option?
Because if you make it an option, who the fuck is going to take that option? I got to spend more money on insurance.
Because just like motorcycles, it's each individual state has the ruling of whether or not you are able to have motorcycle insurance, because it's mandated that you have to have car insurance. But if you drive a motorcycle in Florida, you're not by law required to have motorcycle insurance if you wear a helmet, right? So each state would have to come up with their own bylaws of whether it's mandated or not as far as wielding a gun. So I think it would be something to that effect until we get the gist of how this works and the statistics on how it's bettering us. Then maybe we can push that further. But otherwise, it would be state to state.
Because car insurance don't slow down accidents and injuries. So you're not trying to slow down accidents or deaths or injuries. You're trying to cover them.
Yeah, you're trying to compensate for the lost time, the lost lives, or the injured parties.
But health insurance does that already.
But health insurance does it. Yes, a lot of us don't have health insurance. But if a lot of us had, here's the thing. We all are going to die. I don't understand, one, why car insurance is mandatory, but life insurance isn't.
So my thing is,
when it comes to gun insurance, it's the same token. Why fight against it? Why fight against it?
It's not really the same token, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to solve the problem of covering injuries and deaths, then it's like, well, why don't we push to make healthcare?
Why don't we push to mandate life insurance?
No, I mean, like, why don't we push healthcare for everybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we could cover more ground with injuries and deaths and accidents if we just cover healthcare in general. We like when you just cover gun insurance, it's like, all right, that one person protected because they got injured by a gun. I get it. But if we covered insurance, period, you can get injured by a gun, a TV, a frisbee. You know what I'm saying? It's like we cover more ground if we went the insurance route. Because it's like, at that point, you just kind of seem like you're attacking gun owners. And not saying you are, but that's what it could seem like.
Well, everybody, it doesn't matter. We live in America. We live in America where everybody feels attacked anytime you suggest or bring up anything.
It's like, if I went to the store and they
gun
told me,
owners are the most sensitive and easily upset people.
Why do you think that is?
When it comes to them and their right to own a gun.
Why do you think that is?
And anytime we're trying to make things better because they feel so adamant about their First Amendment.
Yeah. Well,
but
Second Amendment,
sorry. But pause. Lion Ving said that in San Jose there was a vote on Tuesday for gun owners to carry liability insurance.
That's cool. I get it, but it's like
instead of finding so many reasons and ways that you don't want it and you want it to stay exactly the way it is, how about we listen to the people who are trying to make sure that we can reduce gun violence or at least help the repercussions of gun violence without taking your guns away? Because it seems like everybody in the gray area are being ignored because it's black and white. You're either completely for guns or you're completely against it. And someone over here wants to take it away from you completely, and someone over here wants to stomp out the people who want to take it away completely. But there are gray areas, and there are compromises, and there are things that can be worked on. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, you tweak it. But it can't stay the same. It can't stay how it is now.
Why?
Because it isn't working anymore. We just like in the Bible, or
what's not working about it? What's broken about it?
What's broken about it is that it's becoming outdated. The Second Amendment is becoming outdated.
How?
And I'm trying to explain. The Second Amendment is becoming outdated. It may not be completely outdated, but it is on the threshold of becoming outdated. Just like the Bible has certain scriptures and bylaws in the Bible as to how you should live your life religiously. Those things were in the context of that time in those years. And now that we've evolved and changed and we've grown technology and all these things that we've come to these days, they don't necessarily apply to us today. They don't necessarily make sense to us today because we've changed so much as a society. For instance, back in the day, there were no refrigerators. There was no way to keep your food fresh, right? So back in those days, they would eat pork and they would notice that pork can make you sick and can even kill you because pork was killing people. Pork became outlawed at some point. It was against the law to eat pork because it was doing more harm than good. And it was because of the way that you keep your meat fresh back in those days. You would salt your meat and you would keep it in a wooded room to keep the bugs and stuff off of it, or to keep the germs from the bugs landing on it.
I know.
Yeah. So they would salt their meat. The only thing about pork is even if you salt your pork, it's still susceptible to bacteria that can kill you. So it became against the law to eat pork. And as time went by, that transitioned into the religious world. So something that became against the law simply because we didn't have the proper methods and technology to keep the meat fresh, to keep us from getting sick and dying from it, became law, which turned into religion. And now to this day, there are people who live by the religious law of not eating pork because they think God doesn't want them to eat pork. And in that aspect, with that analogy, I'm explaining to you, this is the same direction we're going when it comes to our Second Amendment. There was a time when we needed to wield a gun. Everyone needed to wield. When you became a certain age and you were an adult and you can fend for yourself and you can go and hunt and grab your own food, you needed a gun. If you ain't need a gun, you need a bow and arrow. You need something to be able to protect yourself, You need something to be able to catch your food. We still need to protect ourselves, but we are so far and highly advanced from just the way that it is now that it can be tweaked. I'm not saying that gun laws have to be completely demolished and we have to take away guns. But I'm just saying that it can be tweaked. It's not being heard.
So when I ask how is it outdated? What I took from what you said is it's outdated because we don't live in the same times that
when it was necessary. Yeah.
Okay. But what is different from now and then that shows all right, so
what's different from now is that we don't literally have to go out and hunt for our food.
That's not why the Second Amendment was made.
Tell me why the Second Amendment was made.
To protect the free state from being governed by. It's basically.
That's what they said.
This is why the Second Amendment is created, right? For us to have a civil war in case our nation is overcome, we need a well-regulated militia being necessary.
Say that one more time. I lost the first part.
I'll read it to you.
No. Say what you were saying.
So the reason we had a civil war is because not a civil war. Was it a civil war? The revolution.
The Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary War. It's because there was a people feeling like their freedoms were being overtaken and feeling like they didn't have their freedoms and they wanted their own. So we created the United States of America and we created the Constitution to always have the option to protect the United States of America. So for what it says here, that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? It wasn't created to work, to hunt. Of course, that's what it was used for back then. And, just like bow and arrows was used at one point. Yeah, right. We've evolved as far as how we survive. But when it comes to our nation, our democratic nation, the people are armed because just how they say the power is in the people, like our voice, our rights to vote and all those things, the moment those things absolutely get infringed, one thing that can stop that from happening is a well-regulated militia of people going, we want these back. We will overthrow whatever we need to make sure that our free state is not infringed. That's why it was made. And that's kind of why things have been this way this long.
Can you tag the podcast?
Tag it?
Yeah.
Can you put links in here? How you do this?
So I thought you knew. I thought you knew how.
I've never been on live.
That's what I was asking.
I've never been on TikTok live. Hi, TikTok. Go follow. I'm gonna tag something. Co-host. Yeah, I'm gonna tag something on this motherfucker.
Something.
How you put my page? I'm leaving with something.
I hear you. Though what you're saying.
So that's what I asked.
But that's
why I asked. Like, has those things changed? Are we still in a position where
tag your page?
I told you I was going to tag something. So that's why I say, are we still in a nation where our rights can be overthrown? Where our first, second, third amendments? I think we're
in a nation where our rights have been overthrown, but it's been through manipulation. And do you think it's because of the fear of a militia?
No. The fear of militia is what's going to stop it from going far as it could. You get what I mean? The fear of militia is the reason we don't have a dictator. Because if a person chooses to go, I'm not leaving the office, I'm going to call martial law. Now you are at threat of the people. And these people all have guns. Just like you got an army, a military, a navy. Hey, man, it's like 300,000 of them. It's like 300 million of us. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what that's for. Because the government can do a lot of shit. They can trick a lot of people through manipulation. But the moment you go, nah, I'm the last president. Brother, there are people in your army who are going to turn against you and go, no, that's against our democratic beliefs. That's against our democracy. Not democratic, but that's against our democracy.
Again, my point is not to take away guns.
I didn't say take away. I'm just saying.
So
you were talking about changing something that's outdated. And I'm just asking, how is it outdated? Because what it was made for those possibilities have never gone away. You get what I'm saying? I'm okay with regulation. Like if you have the option to insure your gun, I think that's dope. If you want to spend the extra money to do that, that's cool. You'll have a problem making it mandatory because a car is a privilege. Driving is a privilege, right? So when you go get you a car, you go get you a license, the government can't say, oh, well, you have to have this car and you have to have this license and you have to be able to know. They're going to say you can do that. You need to be insured because this is a privilege. When it comes to your guns and your weapons or your knives, your bats, bro, no one can tell you that you can't have it. You get what I'm saying? Now they have laws. They've manipulated it so much to where, nigga, if I go to jail for something that I didn't do and they find me guilty, I no longer can exercise my Second Amendment. Like they've done things to manipulate it already. And it's fucking crazy. But at the same time, that's where it becomes difficult because the Second Amendment is protecting something that has never gone away. That possibility of a government being overthrown, an actual coup that, put it like this, January 6th, 2020, where the whites went crazy.
The colonizers?
Mm-hmm. When the whites went crazy, right? Imagine it happened in every single state. Every capital of every state. Imagine that happened. Guess who's going to intervene first? Not the military. The people.
But again, it sounds like you're responding to something that I never suggested. I don't suggest that we take
I'm responding
take away.
specifically to you saying that the Second Amendment is outdated. I'm not saying you talk about
Yes.
taking it away.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying the reasoning for the Second Amendment.
so let's reframe it. The Second Amendment needs to be polished as far as how we yield guns.
And how does this deal with your insurance?
Who we yield guns
idea?
to, how we yield guns, and what we do with them.
And how does that
how we appropriate ourselves.
and how does
with
that
it.
pertain to your insurance idea? Does that mean that insurance is mandatory?
It should be.
That's where you're gonna run into a problem.
That's where we're going to run into a problem because it's not a
Because that's an infringement.
necessity. It's a right.
That's an infringement.
Either way, it's my hypothetical. It's my
Yeah, I get it.
question.
It's just
So
I get it.
to shut it down logically with it's an amendment. We can't get rid of it. I'm saying it should be polished and there should be some changes. We all need changes when it comes to gun laws, and this is why it's
I
really
think the
hard.
same things that okay. Here's what I feel like. If you really want to polish the Second Amendment, you really want to polish gun ownership and gun rights in America. Here's what you do. We don't need the insurance. We need a trial. Just how you got to take a test to get your car, you should take a test to get your gun. That's it. Because if you fail the test, it doesn't mean you can't get a gun. It just means try again later. You get what I'm saying? Those things
is that
make
your
sense.
only solution? Because they keep coming up with that.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
That's the only
Because at the
solution
end of the
people
day-
are coming up
at
with,
the end of the
and they're
day-
still shutting it down.
Because when I first was driving a dangerous motor vehicle with my learner's permit, I had to take a test to get my license. And I failed it the first time. So, nigga, I couldn't get my shit. I had to go back and do it again.
But here's the thing. I get that. You had to take a test. We all had to take a test to get our license. And if you fail, you have to do it again.
Yeah, you get
but guess
another
what? You
chance.
also still have to get once you wield a vehicle, you still have to get insurance because it's a possibility that you're going to get into an accident. It's a possibility that you're going to need to be covered. So just like having a gun, there's a possibility that there may be an accident. So
yeah, I get it, but it's still an
It's
infringement
just like-
if you're saying I can't use my gun because I don't have insurance.
no, it's not that you can't use it.
I can't wield it.
You're not covered.
I'm okay.
But
so-
how many? And here's the crazy thing
So that's
about it.
different from what you're saying.
Here's the crazy thing about it.
You're making different
You
points.
can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do that. But people still do these things.
Absolutely, it's always going to happen. But you're making different
People
points.
are still doing these things.
You're making different
saying,
points.
I'm just saying, we need to. The gun owners and the people that are such advocates for guns and leaving it the way it is, they never have any solutions themselves. All they do is just talk against and oppose everything that people approach them with to try and make things a little bit more better and updated. We've needed this iPhone update for the longest, and people keep ignoring and saying, remind me tomorrow, remind me later, remind me tomorrow, remind me later. That's what I feel like gun laws and the refreshment of gun laws are right now in American society. It's like we need an update, but people keep saying, remind me later, remind me tomorrow. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not good. I don't like this. But the people that are telling us I don't like it, it's not good enough, aren't helping to come up with any solutions because they want to keep it exactly the way it is. But exactly the way it is not great for our society in this present day that we're living in. Can you agree to that?
No, I don't agree to that.
It's not. So it is great. It's fine the way it is.
At the core, for the reasoning of it, yeah. I mean, as far as how easy it is for someone who has mental issues to get pistols, I don't agree with that at all. But I don't agree with violating their rights. I just feel like they should be put to a test. I don't think, like if you say if you don't get insurance, you're not covered, you can still buy a gun. That makes perfect sense, but that wasn't your first argument. Your point was...
No, I said that at first I'm not sure about all of that. I said we should just
but when
put it
I
out
asked you
there.
if it should be mandatory, you said it should be, right? And so I'm only speaking
No, I just said that.
I know that.
The first time you asked me, I was like, I don't know.
I know that. But when we got into the conversation and I asked you, should it be mandatory? You said it should be. So I'm only responding to it should be. Here, and I feel like it shouldn't be. Now, if someone doesn't get insurance and they still are able to buy their pistol, still able to go home and carry their weapon, bury it whenever there's public places, and they're not covered, that's cool.
Well, maybe it should be more like having a travel trailer
or house insurance.
Travel trailer or a
house
fifth
insurance
wheel.
isn't mandatory.
Do you see when you have a travel trailer or a fifth wheel or something like that, a recreational vehicle? It's not. And I don't know if this is every state. I know this is in the state of Georgia. It's not mandatory that you get insurance on it right away. See, like when you get a car, you have to get insurance on it right away, right? You have to have proof of insurance before you drive that car off the lot. But if you have like, say I bought an RV, which I did, I took the RV home. I didn't need to have insurance on it. But if I decide to move it or travel with it, then I need to have insurance on it to cover my butt. So as far as buying a gun, sure, go buy a gun. But say you want to go to the gun range, you should show proof of insurance. Maybe it should be like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to work with the bylaws of what we have in existence right now, trying not to upset. But it's almost impossible not to upset gun advocates. It's just impossible because anything you do or suggest to try and make things a little bit better, they seem to be fully against. And even if they're trying to come at you in a way that they're not against it, they always try to go right back to the Second Amendment and use that as a catalyst and a basis to say, no, that's why this won't work. No, it won't work like that.
That's not true with everybody. I'm a gun activist. I'm not upset. I don't feel like no changes should be
I feel
made.
like you're an exception for a lot of things, though.
But I'm a lot of people in this space, especially black people, because we don't get a lot of shit.
Right.
When it comes to our rights, we don't really get to uphold a lot of them. This is one of them where it's like, yo, I can exercise this shit. They can't do nothing about it. So it feels like as soon as we start to catch on, they're going to make these same changes that you're talking about. They're going to start doing them anyway. So it's like, man, I don't feel like it's fair if they did it then, and I don't feel like it's fair if they did it now. You get what I mean? Because when it comes to just the basis of it, it is a right to bear arms simply to protect the democracy of a country. I ain't saying everyone should fucking have a gun. But for people like me, who I'm not going to break the law with my weapon, I don't feel like it's fair that I got to go through hoops and loops and things that motherfuckers who got mental issues don't have to go through. I don't feel like if you put them through it, I don't need to be subject to the same thing. But it's hard to individually mandate the rules for people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely wanted to talk about relationships, but we're going so far into this subject. I like where we're going. I like that I don't think we're disagreeing.
What I really want is
Lion says, I don't think having a gun is going to change anything. I have to slightly disagree with you.
I don't give a fuck what
because
he said. So
don't
let
be
me tell
mean
you,
to my watchers.
I ain't being mean to him. Just telling you the truth. I don't give a fuck what he says.
I think that I slightly disagree because I'm not a gun advocate, but I own a gun, and it's almost it's basically if you can't beat them, join them. And because I'm a black man, because I'm a black gay man, and there's so much gun violence, and then there's so much brutality, police brutality. There's so many things going on surrounding guns and the violence of guns. I can't sit here and rightfully say that I don't believe in guns, therefore I won't have one, when I know that that may be the only way to protect myself when I find myself in a situation where I need to protect myself. Not saying that I want to shoot someone, but I want to live just like you want to live, right? So there's a necessary.
Don't tell me what I want to do. You don't know what I want to do.
I'm responding.
You don't know how much
I'm
milk I
responding
like
to
in
my.
cereal.
I'm responding to my watcher. Thank you very much. There is a necessary evil when it comes to not being able to change things for the better in a reasonable amount of time, but being able to join in the cult of whatever it is that you feel like you want to change in order to infiltrate and change things from within. Because at this point in my life, I can't go. At this point in my life, I'm where I never thought I would be. I feel more comfortable with my gun on my shoulder than when it's not on my shoulder. My hip, excuse me. My shoulder. Who puts their gun on their shoulder?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I know they got chips on the shoulder.
Chips on the
I know
shoulder.
you can have the world on your
You
shoulder.
got the world on my
I ain't know
shoulder.
you can have a 9mm on
Man.
your shoulder. That shit crazy.
I got a gun on my hip. But you know what I'm saying? I feel more comfortable now with my gun at my side than when I walk somewhere and I don't have it, because I really don't. Nobody expects to run into any kind of situation or altercation, but you never know what you're going to run into. And if you've lived a long enough life, you find yourself in crazy predicaments when you least expect it.
I don't feel no safer with my gun. Because I honestly feel like my gun is more of a protection of me from people. Because if I didn't have a gun, I'd probably go to way more extremes if I felt threatened.
Oh, gun insurance. Yes.
Like if I felt like, if we were in a Waffle House and I felt you threatening me and you were being violent towards me and I didn't have a weapon, I would go through way more extremes because I don't have a gun and I feel like I need to go as hard as I possibly can. As opposed to when I do have a gun and someone is being a little rowdy, I usually just leave because I don't want to shoot you. It literally is my mind going, I don't want to go through the actual things that have to happen if I murder you because I feel like you're about to murder me. As opposed to being somewhere and I don't have a weapon, nigga, I can't get away if I wanted to. Because if I walk away and you're threatening me and I have my weapon, it's different. If I walk away and I don't have my weapon, I'm not walking away. You get what I'm saying? Like, ain't no thought in my mind. If I'm standing in a Waffle House, I bump your shoulder and you push me and you get violent with me and you pull out a knife, brother, man, not a part of my mind is thinking I need to walk away. I don't have a weapon on me. Only thing I'm thinking about is how can I take you down without dying? And it's going to happen before I think about it. As opposed to me going, oh, he got a weapon. I got mine. Let me just leave because he's going to die. And I don't feel as bad about walking away because if you follow me, hey, look.
Your self-defense.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, so I don't know. I don't feel as comfortable with
it's
it.
Self-defense.
Because
I
I
know. You try to walk away and they still
exactly
apprehend you.
I know.
I stand corrected. He said that I don't think that having gun insurance is going to change anything.
Me neither.
That's what he said.
That's
what he said.
I didn't want to shit on your point because I don't think it'll change shit either. I think as far as injuries and stuff, yeah, I get it. But
that will change things.
I also spoke on, I would feel like if we just covered healthcare, we would have way more impact on how we cover and protect people that are injured and hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but the same reasons they don't cover healthcare properly is probably the same reasons they wouldn't give us gun insurance. The same way they don't cover healthcare properly. We need sick people in order to keep them pharmaceutical.
Oh yeah, I get that.
You see what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is like the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act pressured companies to be cheaper with their down payment, or what is it called? Their
co-pays and deductibles.
It made them demanded them to be cheaper with their policies, and it also made the jobs be penalized if you don't have this many people on insurance. As an individual United States citizen, you also were penalized if you didn't take advantage of the Medicare because they dropped the age to like 18. You get what I'm saying? It's like they made it so you can be covered. That is something that our last president shitted on, tried to get rid of. I don't know if he was successful at getting rid of. I just don't know when it takes effect.
But he got rid of Obamacare.
Exactly. I don't know when it takes effect. But what I'm saying is like, those are the things that is like, look, if we get that back, if we work on that, if we fine tune that, that is something that's going to cover everybody, not just gun owners, pet owners, car owners, bicycle owners, motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Like it covers.
Will it cover rollerbladers?
It covers the field. It's a wider field of coverage. That's all I'm saying. So when you individualize just gun owners, it's like, all right, I think we're missing an opportunity.
But I
here.
feel like
your ideas are in the right place.
I feel like if we applied it that way, the way you're saying it, you are absolutely right. But we've seen this in history. They've applied certain laws and regulations that protect the entirety of people, but you see them still slipping through the cracks and weaseling their way through being able to section off different demographics and races. So we're all protected as American citizens, and we're all supposed to live under the same rights of equality, right? We're supposed to have.
I'm lost.
We're supposed to have the same. Martin Luther King wanted a seat at the table. He made that happen for us, but we're still subjected to police brutality, redlining in neighborhoods. We're still subjected to being pushed into the ghettos. We're still subjected to being funneled through the prison systems.
What I got to do with gun insurance? I'm
saying even though we've made laws to protect us from those things. What I'm saying is, in retrospect, what you're saying makes sense because it's been done before when it came to black people having equal rights, people of color in different creeds having equal rights with Martin Luther King. We've done those things. But as we've done those things and they've been placed in our laws, they still find a way to separate us, push us back, keep us from doing things, and keep us from having the equal rights that is actually written in law.
So you're saying that would happen if the health insurance was...
I think that there would still be a way for them to...
But if that's the case, Terrell, then they're going to do the same thing on your gun insurance.
That's why I'm pin needling certain things.
But if that's the case, the same thing...
Same
structure that they do to whatever rights we get, the way they specific...
this chair make too much noise, I'm sorry.
The same way they pick and choose what they're going to take serious and what they're going to uphold in equal rights and healthcare, nigga, they're going to do the same thing in gun insurance. Like, the government ain't going to stop governmenting because you picked one thing. You get what I mean? Like, the United States is not going to stop United Statesing because you decided one thing instead of all.
But they've done it. They've done it on both ends. Just like I explained to you just now, they've actually pin needle things.
I really want to educate you on. After this, I really want to take time and go through what the Second Amendment is, the updates that have been made, the big change in 1992, because there are reasons that there's so much pushback. People don't trust their government. We don't.
As they shouldn't.
So they try to tell us, hey, look, it's just tea. It's just tea. And they're giving us boric acid. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So we're very skeptical when it comes to...
But they've pin needle things too, as far as the law that Biden just passed about brutality against Asians. That's a very specific thing. It wasn't necessary to do that, but because there were so many cases of violence against Asians because of the coronavirus and all of the
I'm not gonna say that I'm against what he did, because at the level of, you got to think about, a pandemic affects 7 billion people, right? And it started in a place where we're putting the blame on China, right? We're putting the blame on them. So imagine 7 billion people blaming one race.
Right.
You have to, as a country, take a stand against it. Got to. I get it.
Imagine millions of black people blaming one race for all of the crap that we go through, and nothing has changed. But that's changed with the Asians.
Millions.
I get it, but I'm saying it really is the
You're
same
talking
thing.
about
It's like
isolated
we're
issue.
cherry picking.
But you're talking about an isolated issue that is a United States problem.
This is us. We are a United States problem. We're cherry
That's
picking.
what I'm
and
talking
that's what I'm
about.
saying. We're cherry
I'm
picking.
not talking about the Asian brutality. That was a world problem. It wasn't just happening in New York. It's happening in Australia, Europe, Africa. You get what I'm saying? So when the world is
but the
looking
world
at
didn't stop brutality against Asians. The United States
a lot
did.
of changes did made after Biden made that decision. A lot of people followed suit. That's why he did it. He's one of the leading nations.
Why can't we do the same thing?
I'm not trying to. I hate to sound like I'm defending Biden. I just want you to understand. When it comes to global issues and United States issues, the world don't give a fuck about us. So if the United States don't give a fuck about us, the world ain't gonna follow, right? If the world has a problem, the United States has to move because they're one of the leading nations. It's almost like they're doing things to save face.
It's not
The world-
almost like.
Okay, well, it is what it is, right? He's doing things to save face. Hey, they looking at us to be the leaders here. The world ain't looking for us to be the leaders of protecting niggas. No one's looking at us to do that but niggas. And the only niggas that's looking to do that is the ones in America because that's an American issue.
How do we change that?
We don't. We can't. You want to kill them all? That's the only way.
We need a solution.
Kill them all. Everybody.
Caucasians.
Everybody.
I don't know if we can say that on a podcast.
Probably
We've said
can.
a lot of shit. I don't know if we can
Everybody.
say that.
You want to fix stuff?
Do you have another
You
solution?
wanna fix stuff?
Do you have another idea?
Yes. Destroy everything.
So use our Second Amendment
Destroy
and
everything.
destroy everything.
Because you know what happens when everything is destroyed?
You have to rebuild.
Yes. And guess who rebuilds?
Black people.
Not even black people. Not that. The younger generation rebuilds.
Black people.
The older ones be dead and gone. You get what I mean? But I am an anarchist. Can't ask me. I don't see peace without chaos. I don't believe it exists.
No, there is no peace without chaos.
I can break it down to the simplest form.
There is no peace.
I can break it down to
without
the
chaos.
simplest form and the biggest form. So the simplest
That's
form
the unfortunate
and the biggest.
part.
So the simplest form and the biggest form, the Big Bang, the start. Our solar system was started from a Big Bang. An explosion made life.
That's the theory.
You get what I'm saying? So if I break it down to the start of this, man, it was chaos that gave us peace. It was chaos that gave us air. That's the balance and the pattern that life is going to follow. In my mind, I don't know. I could be crazy. I don't know shit.
You are crazy. But I agree that there cannot be peace without chaos. There cannot be change in a positive direction without chaos.
I wanted to see if it was going to turn blue.
Because nothing good comes from nothing. Like everything good comes from something disruptive. We can't be successful as individuals without having to disrupt something about ourselves or disrupt something about our environments. And that's crazy to me. So back to the gun thing. It seems like there has to be an uproar. There has to be a lot of
So this is something
changes.
that's near dear to your heart.
No, it was just something that I questioned myself about while I was at work last night.
Okay.
It was just a random question that came across my head, honestly.
Okay.
Because I feel like there are a lot of people out there trying to make things better in regards to gun violence.
Well, people think that the constitutional carry law that just got passed or accepted in Georgia, people think that that's a step backwards in gun rights. They think that, all right, so if a person doesn't need a license to conceal carry a gun, we're going backwards. And as a gun owner, I don't think so. I think, wow, you're finally accepting that this is a constitutional right that you should not infringe on. And people can say I'm going backwards.
Access suspended.
People can say I'm going backwards. 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 People can say I'm
I'm sick of them suspending me.
Where'd you get that from?
What?
Going live while we pod.
Well, I really wanted to talk about Ozark. Because I was upset about Ozark. We're
going to say that for another episode.
Woo-wee. But I can't even talk about it the way I want to talk about it because I don't know how many people have watched it and, if they watched it. But if you haven't watched Ozark, you need to go and watch it and then come back and thank me. Actually, don't even thank me. If you watch it, you're going to love it. In return, subscribe. Welcome to the Pretty Not Sure podcast. You can find us on all listening podcast platforms. And if you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube. My only favor that I ask of you is that you subscribe and maybe share it with a friend or two. Maybe they'll subscribe. What you got?
Nothing that I give a shit about, man. I mean, I feel like the baby's being railroaded. I feel like A$AP Rocky's being railroaded. This gun conversation kind of drained me. I feel you though. I get it, and I don't mind talking about. I like to stay away from politics because it's.
Yeah.
I think I've turned my heart against politics. I've literally abandoned it.
I just feel
so
like
anything on that level of that scale, it just frustrates me because it's like it's one of those. Games
I think it's
where
frustrating on both ends. Yeah,
it's one of those games where I don't have enough money to pay to play.
I think it's frustrating on both ends. I think it's when it comes to the gun laws in general. People who want to, because I feel like people only see it in two ways. There are people who want guns, and there are people who don't want guns. But there's so many other things in between that we can really talk about and work on. But because the people in the middle and the gray areas who are bringing up all these different suggestions and things that could help us compromise with each other, each one on each end is going no. And they have their solid reasons for why they're saying no. And they are less prone to listen and more prone to react. And I don't think it's making sense. To me, it's just not making sense to not sit in a room.
Are we getting back on gun?
No, I'm just
you asked me what I had
concluding.
And you cut me off.
I'm concluding it. I just don't think it makes sense not to be able to sit in a room and come to some sort of compromise. There needs to be a compromise. I just feel like a lot of people, and it's not all crazy people. It's not all crazy people taking a crazy test to see.
You're fucking up the mood for why I was getting ready to take it. You asked me what I had.
Go ahead.
And you just made it all. It's not crazy people.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw it to a conclusion. I just don't think it's all crazy people that are doing crazy shit with guns. We're all fucked up. We're all traumatized in some way with whatever you're going through, whatever background you came up with, whatever race you are. And I just honestly feel like we should be able to sit in a room and come to a compromise at some point about gun laws, and it should not be black and white. It shouldn't be. It's sad that we cannot come to any kind of compromise with this specifically, because with everything else we go through in our society, we seem to be able to try something at least. We ain't trying shit with this. Too many people are dying. What you got?
You literally said go ahead and you did it again. Like, I don't want to talk no more.
What you got?
I don't want to talk no more. Like, you keep doing this. This is who you are as a person.
Thank you for joining the Pretty Not Sure podcast. If you like what you heard, go ahead. What you got?
No, close it out.
No, fuck you.
Close it out.
No.
I don't want to talk no more. Because they don't understand in real life, this is who you are for real at your core. You ask things, but then you like, you said enough. And you go. And it's like, well, why are you talking to me?
Because I don't know. Because at first I think I want to hear your opinion, but then I start hearing you talking and I'm like, nah, I don't want to hear your opinion anymore.
Then therefore I don't want to do it. Fuck my segment. Fuck it out. I'll get on the baby next week.
What is going on with not the baby? You said somebody else.
I don't care.
Who did you say?
This is your conscience.
I don't have one of those.
This is your conscience.
And he doesn't sound like that.
This is your.
He has a British accent.
Your conscience is Siri.
No, my country. I hate Siri.
No, seriously. I'm already like
I'm hot.
aggravated about today. I'm fucking hot, and I mean, I don't want to.
Can I ask you something?
What?
I don't care about the. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Hey, this is great. This is funny. I'm drunk, or it don't have to be that. Let the shit flow. I want to know why it's lingered so long today. I'm not gonna. We don't have to get into details about what's going on today, what's happened today, and why you were in a mood today, because we've already covered that.
It hasn't lingered long. It's only been today.
I'm saying, why do you think that you're still carrying it? Because we evaluated that this ain't nothing.
Because I hold grudges. So this ain't long. Long would be next week. It hasn't been 24 hours. This is not long at all. I'll be mad for the next couple of days. That's long.
You think Swave's still mad? Because he left, he didn't even say bye. Once I came to the realization that it's just, this is surface level. Like the people that have been interacting with you online don't really have any depth to them. Once I realized that, it was just like, okay, this is more entertaining. Me personally, this is more entertaining than it is serious. But I see how you take it seriously because you're closer to it and it's affecting you more. But those people who are in the comments, I don't know, they just seem, they don't have any depth to them. They don't have any actions behind the words. It's just they're just sitting online waiting for drama.
I am drama, so I choose not to speak on anything.
You think you drama?
I am drama. I've been drama. I've been drama. I've been trauma. I've been all of it. So there's no point of speaking on where my mind goes in these cases. There's no point. Because that's what it is. And this is what it's going to be.
I don't think you're a drama. I think you have drama. And I think you really do your best to avoid drama. I think you take a lot of steps in order to make sure that you are clear and transparent in order to avoid drama. But it doesn't escape you that drama can follow you and drama can approach you. It's not privy to anybody that drama stays away from anybody unless you live in the forest by yourself and there's nothing you do even still. You know what I'm saying? We're all privy to it. I just don't think that you are drama. I think that you really do your best to try and be clear and avoid it.
Because I am drama. I'm the biggest drama. The biggest drama.
Public enemy number one.
I know this about me. I know it enough. I know where it's gotten me. I know where I feel. So, once again, I don't care to touch on it. I accept these emotions. I accept this anger. I accept this mood as a phase. And when it gets over that phase, cool. But I respect the phase. I respect the phase.
I got an RV. I haven't told the podcast. I got an RV. And if you want to watch my journey.
Fuck it. This shit going to be 2 hours then. If that's what you want to do. You want to keep going, nigga? You want to keep talking about bullshit?
If you want
we're going to talk about your RV. Because at this point, I'll let you run an hour. That's great. All fun and dandy. Awesome. The baby. Let me tell you about the baby. They did the shit that you were talking about. They did the shit you were talking about. Now they're coming down on him. They're pressing charges. He got felony charges of assault.
What you mean they did the shit I was talking about?
How they was like you kept saying someone's gonna come for you eventually. You're
Yeah.
gonna pay for these things.
Oh, okay.
The baby got a felony assault charge, and from this is the information I know or I have. It could be incorrect, so don't fault me if I'm wrong. Apparently, they rented an Airbnb, a mansion. Mm-hmm. It was a rule that you can only have 12 people. The owner of the mansion must have been watching on camera or something, and he saw a bunch of niggas in his house because they were shooting a music video. He came to the house to tell them, hey, you're breaking the rules of the agreement. You got to leave. He put his hands on one of the security guards. Probably not.
So it was the owner he shot?
No.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry.
The
Go
fuck
ahead.
are you talking about? You see, you one of them people. You want to make him a victim. You want to make him a criminal already. Anyway, the owner put his hands on one of the security guards, probably like a light tap or something. But the security guard's here to secure. You don't touch security guards. Just like you don't touch police, you don't touch security guards. They pushed him to the ground. The baby, from what they say on the video footage, the baby did nothing. He didn't say nothing. He was just standing to the side. And now that guy must have had some high power friends because they charged him with an assault charge, a felony assault charge. They charged him with his security guard with a felony assault charge and battery.
So you're saying this has nothing to do with the victim who was shot?
Yes.
He's not even a victim. The perpetrator who was shot.
You got to keep in mind the details of the perpetrator who was shot. They were at the baby's house.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the baby at a mansion shooting a video at an Airbnb.
Oh, the $1 million Airbnb where the owner said you can't have more than 12 people, but he was shooting a video, so there was more than 12. The owner came. He put his hands on the security guard. I'm sorry, I'm a little inebriated. He put his hands on the security guard, and I guess
Somebody pushed him on the ground.
okay, and now he's being charged with. So this has nothing to do with the guy he shot.
You just said that twice.
I'm saying I'm clarifying for the camera.
They heard you. You the
Please.
nigga that didn't get it.
This has nothing to do with the guy he shot, but like you're saying, what I said before in the podcast. Either way,
You know, mama coming out of you a
Can you
lie. I'm just
shut
telling you
up?
right now.
Either
you
way-
are turning into mom. You can't say goodbye. That's what you're doing right now. You know, we'll leave a house and she'd be like, all right, child, we finna go. And then, you know, she'll stand around and go, well, you know, I want to make sure I get the car clean today. And Ty got to do his homework, but I'm going on and leave. Yeah, all right, now I'm going to see you later. Yeah, I'll probably see you next week or something, you know, because I'm going to be free probably on Tuesday, maybe Monday through Ty. I got to do this.
This shit ain't
Then I
funny.
gotta take that.
This shit
That's
ain't
what you're
funny.
doing. That's you. This is who you are now. I get it. I get it. That is who you are now. It's all making. I'm over here like, why do I feel the way I feel?
he don't like me
It's
right now.
because I don't. It's because
he been upset all day and he taking out
No,
his
it ain't.
frustrations on
I'm
me.
not taking it on you.
I feel
I'm
attacked.
identifying
I
behaviors.
feel attacked.
I'm
and now he
identifying-
wants to analyze
I'm
me
identifying
and
behaviors.
call me my mother.
I'm identifying behaviors.
He wants to call me my mother because he's upset
That's crazy.
with somebody else.
That's crazy. You're turning.
That's crazy.
You're turning into her.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I can't even stop looking at you because I'm
Stop looking at
I'm
me.
shocked. Pure shock. This is who you are now.
This is not who I am.
That's crazy.
What's wrong with your mama?
Nothing.
Just love me.
I don't have conversations that long. Because boy, listen here, you gonna be on the phone not saying nothing.
You hit his mama? You hit his mom?
She know this. Mama be talking. I
Tell
be
her what
quiet.
you do when she talk.
I be quiet as hell.
He be like,
Put that thing on speaker and go get your day going. And make sure you have a close enough range so you can go, nah.
yeah.
Because that's all she be wanting. She wants somebody to listen to her. I got it. But like I say, they basically are charging him with a felony assault charge. They're charging a security guard with a felony assault charge. There was another weird charge they threw in there. All because this white guy fell on the ground. Understand, they've already done the work of painting the picture of him being a violent criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, without any type of contact, that's what they said.
Leeway.
Felony coercion, because is a conspiracy charge. He commanded someone to push the man down, and they say from the video, the person who reported on it was academics. He said from the video, The baby literally was just standing looking down. He didn't say nothing.
I'm gonna say you just said he didn't say anything.
He said he was standing looking down. He didn't say nothing, and they gave him a conspiracy charge because he commanded the security guard to push him on the ground. He gonna beat this case. I'm sure he is because it's a stupid ass case. But it's like, all right, there we go. Now we done painted him into a corner. So yeah, he's ignorant, guys. We know he said some ignorant shit on stage. But if we separate his ignorant words from his actions, the man has literally been reactionary to a lot of shit. And once, like my plea that I was giving to you the last time we talked about it was, I'm not going to assume that he has not paid top security to take care of situations so he don't. Because in this case, they did. And they didn't do much. They was like, the man got pushed on the ground. That was it. They helped him back up, left. And it literally peaceful. This is months ago. And now he's getting charged for it. Successful, America, you did it. You've made the guy the biggest threat. And now watch they come for this nigga. That's fucking crazy to me.
You just said you think he gonna beat the case.
Yeah, he gonna beat it. But I don't think this the last. I think this is the first of many.
There's gonna be so many other cases.
Yeah, I think it's the first of many. He gonna walk into a store one day and breathe too hard on the bitch. And she be like, oh, he just tried to kill me. Because he the baby. You put a label on him. You know how we did Mike Tyson? You know why niggas are scared? Well, we didn't do that. Mike Tyson did that. But at the same time.
He took somebody, yeah.
At the same time, yeah. But at the same time, they painted him to be such a criminal when they sent him to prison. When he got that charge against the girl, something Givens. Robin Givens. When he got that charge, literally America looked at him like, oh, I'm terrified. But before, they see him somewhere and crowd him, hug him, surround him, embrace him with love. After that, nigga, he walking down the street. Y'all better leave. He's the most violent, dangerous man alive. They're doing.
We haven't talked about what he did in the airplane.
Oh, he beat the shit out of somebody. He did what we all would want to do if a bitch was being annoying on a fucking plane where I got to breathe other people's air. Of course I'm upset. I don't think he should have punched the lights out of that man like that, but it's also Mike Tyson.
Like, you shouldn't start a fight with Mike Tyson.
That's the one nigga I would say.
One thing I know about, I've met him in person once before when I lived in New York, and the one thing I know about him is that as big as he is, as trained as he is, one, he's a very nice guy, and like. Two, he walks around with security that are bigger than him.
He's fucking big.
That's the crazy thing. He walks around with security that are so big that you don't see him within the security. They surround him. So why would you mess with him?
And they say the guy was just like excited or overzealous. He could have probably been high. Ain't no telling. But like once you get your picture or whatever, your autograph,
go sit back down,
chill
and
out.
Be quiet.
I just don't know what he could have done to make Champ turn around and punch his head.
Do you think that celebrities should have like, you know how actors, when you're trying to be an actor, you have to graduate and have so many acting credits to get a SAG card? Do you think that celebrities?
I don't know what a SAG card is.
A SAG card is like, okay, say you want to be an actor, you won't get paid that much money, if any money at all. You have to do extra work. You have to be an extra on a show or
What's
a project.
SAG stand for?
I
don't know. Tell me, I'll find it.
But once you get so many hours and you get so many credits, you get a SAG card, and that shows that you've done this amount of work. So you can't get paid. You can't either.
Oh, it's a union.
Yeah, you can't get paid no less than this amount of money every time you do an appearance or you book a gig, and you have to have this amount of lines, a minimum, right? So in retrospect to that, I was gonna ask, do you think that in regards to like this whole Mike Tyson, the baby, all these different celebrities, do you think that celebrities in general should have an equivalent to a SAG card, not just because you're an actor or an athlete or entertainer of some sort?
I don't know how it protects them, so I don't know.
No, I'm talking about when it comes to flights, that they don't have to ride either coach, first class. They should have like some sort of waiver where they can.
Also,
they
actors
can ride
don't have to ride coach because they have a SAG card.
Not a SAG card, not actors. I'm saying entertainers. When they reach a certain level of,
if you have this card, you're saying you don't have to ride coach, but you don't have to pay for first class. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm asking. Do you think that?
I'm asking because I'm lost.
No. Let me get my question straight.
What does the card do before you get? You got to bring me up to speed. What the fuck does the card benefit?
As far as actors, the SAG card?
Yes.
It benefits them to make sure that every time they book a gig, they get paid a certain amount of money, no less than that certain amount of money, and they in some aspects they get a certain amount of lines. You're always,
Oh, okay. So this has nothing to do with protecting them.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying in retrospect to that, the way you progress in your career as far as acting, do you think that celebrities in general, when it comes to travel, once you have a certain celebrity status, you should have some sort
A
of
SAG card equivalent.
to where you don't have to deal with strangers always bombarding you when all you need to do is get from one destination to the next. Like, how
No,
you
I
have
don't
a
think
tour
so
book,
because that
tour bus?
motherfucker could have got on first class by himself.
But it could have happened in first class, right? Don't you think it could have happened in first class?
Could have. Yeah, I think it went,
Right.
might have been first class.
So the only option is to either travel by car or tour bus. But if you got to get somewhere overseas or across the country within a certain amount of
No,
time.
I don't think I don't know. I don't think they deserve that.
No?
No.
To just avoid certain harassments and altercations and being
I
put
think
in the
that should be on the
tabloids.
individual, not on any company or any union. I think as an individual, you should take those precautions if you feel like you need them. If I felt like I need the precaution, I'd take a private flight.
So this wouldn't help.
Like if private flights are an option or a thing, no,
Yeah.
I don't think you need it because private flights are a thing. You get what I'm saying? Like you can leverage a company to get you a private flight. You're Mike Tyson. You don't have to pay for shit. You can say, I'll be there if you get this. That's like, you can put that on your rider. So that's what I mean. Like if that's an option and that's a thing already, hell no, I don't think they should get a equivalent card. No.
So I'm thinking about the baby right now.
No, I don't think because he has enough money where he does fly private. He won't be in no damn airport.
But I'm thinking about the baby and all the altercations that he keeps being faced with. And it literally is like self-defense or reactionary.
I don't see how that card protects him.
Not saying that the card protects him. I'm saying
I don't see how the benefits of that type of thing would protect him. How would it protect him? Because he don't get on planes. So we're talking about his incidents. Like
I'm saying I'm thinking about him in regards to just like Mike Tyson traveling on a plane and having to get into an altercation. There are always ideas. I'm just throwing stuff out.
yeah, I don't agree with that. I think
I'm just throwing stuff. That's why I asked you.
I don't agree because I think
I'm just throwing stuff.
as a
I feel like you're
celebrity-
trying to make me defend my question. Like
it
I'm
wasn't.
not
I
trying
was
to
trying to
defend
get an
the question. It's
understanding
just a question.
When I ask questions, I'm trying to get an understanding because I don't see the benefit of it. If I'm telling you, I don't get how it helps the baby. I can see Mike Tyson in a scenario where it's like, hey, he can only fly private because he's an actor.
You said something.
Okay. But I don't get how it helps the baby because
You said something earlier that that's where I was going with the baby, because you were saying in retrospect with Mike Tyson or any other entertainer for that matter, they can get private jets or whatever that to avoid confrontation. Well, why can't he close out a store when he goes into a store?
he can.
So what I
It
was
should
saying,
be on him. He should do that.
So what I was saying in the previous podcast, like there's so many other precautionary methods you could use to avoid confrontation with people. Not saying that you will avoid it at all times.
I would have to really take into consideration. If I'm Michael Jackson, I'm closing out a store.
Right.
If I'm Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I ain't closing out shit. Ain't that this nigga finna try me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I spend the extra money to do it? I'm Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like, everybody loves me, and like my security is bigger than me. You get what I'm saying? So if someone does breach through my security, man, that's on y'all. Y'all stupid as fuck. I'm Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like, why would you do that? But why would I spend the money? As opposed to Michael Jackson, man, listen, no one should be around you. Humans pass out when you pass by them. You get what I'm saying? So, like, as for a Michael, the nigga who was famous for 30, 40 years, you should close down Aventura Mall when you go shopping. Because no one is going to give you peace. Because they're not even going to be afraid of you enough to give you peace. They're going to have a one of those out-of-body experiences where they run up to you and hug you. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Jonathan "The Baby" Kirk. Like, nigga, no, I don't think he should have to close down a store. I feel like if you took the precaution to have your security, and if someone wants to cross that threshold, yo, that's what security's for. I don't feel like, put it like this, if I was him and I wanted to get some Gucci shoes, and you told me, hey, we should close down the store. How much is it? $50,000. Man, fuck that.
Then whatever I pick up should be free.
Yo, Yes. Like, nigga, I ain't what the fuck you mean?
Whatever I pick up need to be
Bitch,
free.
go get it from me then. Because goddamn it, I ain't paying that. And if I want to go to the store and try some shit on, I'm not sure. No. That's asset. If I got to pay for security, I got to pay for
Do
my
you think
plane
society
trips.
is getting really ridiculous when it comes to how we interact or react to seeing famous people?
I don't know.
Like, it hasn't been this way the whole
Someone
time.
killed John Lennon.
I don't think it's been this way the whole time. I think it's just progressively getting worse with how we act.
Somebody killed John Lennon.
Who was that other person you were talking about? Wiz Khalifa? Was it Wiz? No. Who was the other rapper you were saying? You were talking about? You said the baby and somebody else. Somebody that I didn't know was even in breaking news.
You got to come to me. I don't know.
Anyway, I think this is interesting.
Everything delicious, bro.
It's a mukbang. Ding.
Okay. So anyway, all I'm saying is
Just
y'all.
watching you eat that shit makes my
All I'm saying is
jaws
y'all have
clench.
successfully done it. You labeled this nigga to be a fucking villain. I'm curious to see how this goes because I think he's smart. I think he's gonna avoid a lot of this shit that y'all can keep throwing at him. Because I don't think these charges are gonna stick. Yeah, I think he's smart. I think he's avoided the jail time because he's not an idiot. Because a dumb nigga would have been arrested already. Put your cousin in the picture. Take any one of your cousins and put him in the baby picture. They'd have been arrested by now. Someone would have been shot. Like, they'd have been dead already. I think he's actually moving in a very sensible way. Because, my nigga, it's been over 6 incidences where you done fuck somebody up and you free. Good job. Is what I would say. That's what we tell the police who got 35 self-defense murders. Like, nigga, we say, great job. Look at you fighting crime, doing your thing. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you get paid leaving a therapist.
yes,
So he should get paid leaving a
you
therapist.
need one.
You need a
I
therapist.
feel like you need one. They're attacking him so bad, it's ridiculous.
Why him?
Because he a real nigga. The streets would call it. No, real shit. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, he's not the typical entertainer. He's really more grounded. Like, he stays at home. He's not one of those guys who are like Hollywood. You can tell he come from something real.
Can you think of anybody else famous that have been attacked like him, but haven't had the amount of
Boosie.
repercussions? that he's
Boosie.
gone
Before
through?
Boosie became this internet figure, Boosie was attacked a lot, man. Especially when he got arrested for weed and then they got him a murder charge. It was like, it was a point at 1 year where they literally was hitting Boosie with 3 different prison sentences. It's fucking crazy. Like, Boosie got beat a lot.
What are your thoughts on T.I. and his history of being in the media at the tabloids?
Well, T.I.'s been more open about.
And I'm not talking about recent like
T.I.'s
the
been
comedy
more
thing.
open about taking accountability. So
Okay.
when he first went to prison, he spoke about it. Like, hey, I broke the law, y'all. Like, I shouldn't have been buying these guns. I'm a felon. And he said his reasoning, but it's still at the end of the day, he was like, it don't matter my reasons. What I did was against the law, so I got to do my time. And then when he violated probation, when he was got out, he was like, look, I fucked up again, but it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't put it as if someone's attacking me. He literally was like, nah, man, it's me.
We on this train. We on this train because I'm interested in your thoughts, like with certain people in the hip hop community. What about Benzino?
I don't fuck with Benzino. I think he's a stupid ass nigga.
So, tell me what the polar opposites are, tell me the polar opposites and the parallels to Benzino versus the baby, because the reactions are similar. The reactionary. I mean, I don't think he's been as quote unquote violent as the baby, but his reaction to people and his reaction to being being in the tabloids for what
How
he's
are they
been in the
similar
tabloids.
first? Because I don't see that.
He's always reactionary, but
Verbally.
yeah, he's always reactionary.
So-
I'm not saying his actions. I'm saying his reactions are always towards people, and he's always being put in the media for all these different things.
Yeah,
in the
he's
tabloids.
but he's one of
so
those.
those are the parallels. I'm just saying what are the polars though that makes them different? What makes him a fuckboy or you don't fuck with him versus the baby you fuck with him?
He's one of those people.
Let me just get one of them. God damn. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Delicious rush.
I feel like it's gonna make my jaw clench.
So, Benzino is a talker.
No, not that bad.
He's a talker. He's always got something to say. Whether it be good or bad, he's always got some shit to say. And for the most part, no one's talking about Benzino but Benzino.
Okay.
The baby don't say shit.
Okay.
You see some shit happen, you see a reaction, you see a result, and the baby go, I gotta show y'all, come show up, I'm gonna be here in Charlotte, da 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 da. He moves the fuck on because he's not glorifying what he does in his real life. Now in his music, of course he's gonna rap about, hey man, I'm this, I'm that. That's the image he's selling. He's an entertainer. But if you have him in an interview, he gonna ask you, nah, don't bring that up. That is what it is. I ain't trying to talk about that.
I asked you that because what I see in the polar opposite, in the polarity of them, is the fact that the baby is living out his dreams and he loves what he does, as opposed to Benzino, not happy with his position in life.
What the fuck does Benzino do now?
That's what I'm saying. Not happy with his position
He
in
doesn't do
life.
shit now.
And his reactionary actions are a lot of times based on, to me personally, what I think is based on him not being happy with himself and where he is in life.
Benzino,
Opposed to the baby
it's hard
just
to
wanting to do what he want
It's
to
hard
do.
to compare them to because you're talking about a guy who's in the middle of his career.
No, I'm only
thriving.
comparing their drama.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're talking about a guy who's going through drama in the middle of his career as it's thriving.
Right.
And then you're comparing it to a guy whose career already thrived and passed. So it's hard to really identify similarities and differences. All I can tell you is from what I see from this guy who used to be owner of the Source magazine, who used to be a big name,
I think he
is that he's not a big name.
Yeah, and he wants to be a rapper, and that's just never happened. For
No
him.
one cares.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to accept that. No one cares. He's fighting for us to care. And no one does.
And I feel like he's taking out his anger on everybody.
And he's also taking advantage of how no one cares. And every time no one cares, he makes people try to entertain, or he tries to get people involved, and they pay him for it. Like he'll get on the Vlad TV and they pay him for the interview. That's his bread and butter now. If I keep speaking about me, I keep getting me a little check every now and then.
It's not hard for me to compare because I'm comparing the polarizations of the fact that they are so frequently in the media, in the tabloids, about crazy crap, as opposed to people that are behind a baby because he's living his dream. He's doing what he does, what he's wanting to do all his life, and that's all he want to do. He want to do what he loved to do and be left alone. Benzino, on the other hand, I feel like he's not living his dream and he's dragging everybody down with him. And if it gets him some media time, so be it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Even when it comes to the detriment of his family.
I'm gonna be honest with you. From my stance, I don't talk about people like Benzino.
Yeah, nobody cares if he's
'Cause,
gay or not gay. Nobody cares.
And I get why Benzino is a factor in your life because he's really on this trip of I ain't gay and the gays are coming for him. I get it. On my
Well, it
side of
wasn't that.
things, no, I'm just saying like this is why we had a discussion about him recently.
Yeah, it wasn't that for me. It was just that he just kept coming up, and it wasn't for that. It was for so many
had
different
it not
things.
been any gay shit involved, we wouldn't be talking about him. You wouldn't be talking about him.
No, I'm talking about him recently because of whatever is going on.
That's what I'm telling you. Had it been some other recent shit, where just his daughter, right? Say just his daughter.
No,
None
I wanted
of the gay shit ever popped up in the past or now. He didn't do a bunch of interviews trying to show, hey, I'm not this. We wouldn't be talking about him.
I would, honestly, because of his daughter.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's certain niggas that I don't talk about, and it's
Say it. Say it how you feel it.
because I don't want to discredit nothing that he's done. You know, what I mean? I'm a young nigga,
Right.
And you know, a lot of old niggas, they'll look at it like, you know, I was this and that in the past. To me, it's like I don't give a fuck what you did. You ain't shot me, so I don't give a fuck if you think you a killer. You a fuck nigga to me. And I'm only judging it off of what you've said about your daughter, what you've said, like the way you clown yourself out on TV, the way you clown yourself out on the internet. You made a video where you was in the shower naked right after posting a nude, and it's like, bro, you are better than this. You know what I'm saying? But then I have to look at it and go, maybe you're not better than this.
Maybe you're not.
Maybe you just old suck ass nigga.
You're getting evicted from your apartment.
I don't speak too much about suckers.
It's just too much.
It's like, if we ignore the clown shit, it don't get any press. It don't get any traction. So I ignore the clown shit. That's some clown shit. He always been on some clown shit with me. And I could be biased because I'm an Eminem fan and I grew up on Eminem and they was beefing. Could be.
That's where you drawing it from?
Could be. It could be. Nigga, there was a time I didn't like Nas because Pac said, fuck Nas. Like, it's just... And I don't know Nas. And Nas is phenomenal. He's one of the best. Like,
so why don't you like Jada? He Pac like Jada.
That ain't how that worked. I don't like Jada because she was never entertaining to me. I remember as a kid, you know, people would bring up stars, right? They'd bring up Halle Berry, they bring up Jada Pinkett, and they bring up Nia Long. The only one I ever agreed with was Nia Long. Like, I never...
You forgetting, what's her name? The black girl who talked real white. Damn, what's her name? Oh, I forgot her name.
If I think you thinking about who I think you're thinking about, she don't even deserve a name.
Who? The one with...
She don't even deserve it. I know you're talking about. She don't deserve it. Fuck her.
Can you lip it to me?
You know who she is.
What is her name?
Clueless.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Clueless.
She married to that athlete.
I don't know if she married to her. Stop paying attention.
She has a son who's...
She said a lot of disparaging things about niggas that I don't like.
Yeah.
So fuck her. But like I said, when it comes to like what the people were saying was
that's deep.
Top tier women.
She was in there. That's why I brought her up.
Yeah, but
she was in there.
She was never that to me.
Gabrielle Union. Jesus.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Stacey Dash.
Oh, no.
Gabrielle Union was never in there.
Yeah, they always talked about her.
Nah, not like how they talked about.
She's not on a Holly. They didn't talk about her in a Holly Berry status, but when they mention those names,
I'm only talking about those. I'm talking about the Janet, the Holly, the Nia Long, and the Jada, because Jada was in that group of Janet, Holly, Nia Long, and I said the other name already, but whatever.
You think Stacey Dash was up there? Stacey Dash was never up there.
No, I didn't think she was up there, but I thought that's who you were talking about.
Oh, hell no.
Once again.
She's a Hallmark
I never
actor.
say she was up there. I just said that's what I thought you were talking about.
That's what you thought I was talking about.
Once again, when it comes to those people, I never liked Jada. I never liked Janet. Like, I never liked Halle Berry. Nia Long, though. I thought Nia Long was the prettiest woman ever when I seen Friday. I'm not going to lie to you. She was so pretty in there. Still pretty to this day.
It's her nose.
Oh, you know when I did? I did agree with? What's her name, man? She was in the Players Club.
I know who you was talking about because I was just thinking about her. I was just thinking about Lisa Ray. Yes.
She top tier.
Oh, you forgetting one other too.
Top tier.
You forgetting one other. Wait, no, that's Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray. Vivica Fox. That's who I was gonna say.
Vivica was up there too.
Yeah, Vivica Fox.
I like Vivica.
Go down the list again. Halle Berry.
Janet Jackson, Halle Berry, Jada Pinkett, Nia Long, Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray.
Okay. We clear.
They was there.
We clear.
They was every child.
And I guess the second tier would start with
then
Gabrielle.
Somewhere along the line, the younger kids started putting Ashley from Fresh Prince, and I was just like,
really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, she was fine to me.
She's pretty, but I guess.
But she wasn't at that status. And I'm not talking about looks. We're coupling looks with success.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to looks, yeah, she fine, but she didn't have the amount of success.
Baddest. She was gangster,
and she had all the success.
Yeah, she was like.
So why didn't you like her though? Did you just think that she was not a great actress?
Yeah, I didn't like Set It Off. I liked Set It Off, but I didn't like her and Set It Off. Like I didn't like Vivica Fox acting. Like I think she's done great in all her movies. Like she did a lot of black movies, so I applaud her for that because When you somebody as pretty as Vivica Fox and you can get into those roles, but you choose to do just black movies, that's a choice because they was trying to get you.
Yeah.
I know. Harvey Weinstein was
definitely
predatory
tried to probably
towards you.
whitewash her in
I know one of
her
these
career.
directors tried to fuck you and put you in a big movie. You had to make a decision to go, nah, nigga.
I'm supporting my black
I
community.
fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with that a lot.
But
So,
as an actress, you don't really.
I didn't think she was all that. I think she
great.
was too.
Her and
I think her and Gabrielle Union fall on the same level as acting. They're too dramatic.
That's crazy.
They're the same actor.
That's crazy.
They're the same actor to me.
You know what I feel like when it comes to Gabrielle Union, and no disrespect to her, she's beautiful, but when it comes to her acting, I feel like she plays the same character in everything she plays in.
So does Vivica Fox.
It's like the same character. It doesn't change. Like, who's an actor that you know of when we're talking about these top tier women that you know that when they play their parts, you forget who they are.
Vivica was good in Soul Food.
I barely remember Soul Food, so I can't chime in on that.
She was the boy
I know.
mama.
I remember Soul Food. I remember watching it, but I don't remember.
She was good in Soul Food.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's not something I've watched over and over again.
She played a good. I ain't gonna lie. She played a good big sister in Soul Food.
But back to the question I asked you. My answer is
I don't remember what the fuck you asked me. I don't know what we
when it comes to these top tier women, as far as how we're critiquing them on their acting skills, like we said, the Gabrielle Unions and the Vivica Fox, it seems like they are fine as aesthetically, they are very pleasing to look at, and they have so many attributes as actresses, but we feel like they play the same character. But an actress that has it all and they're that fine and they have all these accolades, but you forget who they are when they play their roles because they are just that good at it. What's her name? What's love got to do with it?
Oh, Angela.
Angela Bassett.
I think
that's someone who I feel like
Paula Patton is really good. I think Paula Patton probably underrated.
What she played in?
Deja Vu. A couple other movies. She was Robin Thicke's wife.
Oh, okay.
I think Paula Patton and Rosario Dawson.
I was gonna say Rosario Dawson.
Dawson.
They play their roles
Fire.
so they're so immersed in it. You forget who they are.
She can probably play Tomb Raider. Like I think she can go.
Yeah,
she can go from Malcolm X's wife to Tomb Raider. I think she can do all of it. Cause like she's fired. Rosario in a movie almost pulls you. It almost helps you not get out of the movie. Something weird can happen.
I feel like
where
they can do like
independent
movies
Rosario
and you still
Dawson's
watch it.
So fucking good. If a camera came across the stream by accident, I'd still be in the movie. Like if I seen the director go cut, I'd still be in it. Like
she playing that part though.
She killing that.
She playing that part.
Look how she didn't even notice. Mm-hmm. Well, she killing that. I fuck with her. I fuck with her and her. Yeah, she killed that.
Yeah.
I like her in the Marvel shit with Daredevil. Man, Rosario that shit.
She is.
Did she get Oscars? What did they get? Yeah, they get Oscars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did she get any Oscars?
I don't know. I don't watch the Oscars though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just watched Will Smith slap the guy, so that was the most of Oscars I've watched in years, and that's a shame.
Here we go, petty wars. We're in the petty wars. We are in the petty wars.
My stomach growling. What? Okay, we got to end this. You guys, I'm sorry it's abrupt. We'll probably turn this into 2 parts.
No, we ain't.
Like
I'm gonna let it be a long ass episode and see who watch it. I want to see who sticks through.
Seriously?
Yeah, why not?
You don't want to break it up?
Why not? See who. If someone watches for this long,
they got too much time on their hands.
No, because I watch podcasts that are like 2 hours.
You got a lot of time on your hands.
Even when I didn't have time on my hands, I watch them throughout the week. Like I'll watch an episode on Monday, finish that bitch Wednesday. I've done that so many times.
I don't think everybody is like us though.
That's not a good way to think because you got to keep in mind your mind is unique, but there are people who love your uniqueness.
This is why we don't have millions of followers on any of our platforms. We are unique.
I almost got there.
Millions?
They took the app away. There's some bullshit.
I hate them for that.
I need a call to action to Elon Musk.
I hate them for taking away Vine. Can you bring back Vine?
Twitter. Bring back
Vine.
And I want my followers.
TikTok don't feel the same to me. I'm sorry.
I want my followers. Okay, I went to Vine the other day. You know, the app's still up.
Yeah.
It's a legacy app.
I be going to MySpace every now
I
and
went
then.
all me too, but I go to MySpace when I'm looking for pictures of Kate, because that's where I used to post all my pictures of my dog. But like Vine, I go all the way to the bottom. I went to my first video. Like it's still there. All of it's there. It's fucking ridiculous. Elon, you got a duty. Okay, you got a job to do.
Bring back Vine. Bring back Vine.
And bring it back
when I say that.
now.
Right now.
Okay.
Ahora mismo.
All right, man. Listen, if you listen to this podcast and you feel like that you've gotten some enlightenment that's going to help you go through the next 5 to 10 years and better you and your family and those ones around you, hey, you're welcome.
That sounded scripted. Go ahead.
If you listen to this podcast and you feel like you should stub your toe because you're getting dumber and you're losing your sight and vision and your heart's pumping slower, I am sorry. But if you want to know which one I care about the most,
We're pretty not sure.
have a good night.
Good night.